In Japanese motorsport, there are cars that won, there are cars that lost, and then there are the cars that were so fast, so dominant, or so technically different that the rule makers stepped in and changed the rulebook to get rid of them. Some were caught cheating, some were simply too good to beat. Some had engines so unusual that governing bodies banned them outright. These are 10 Japanese cars that were banned from racing for being too fast. Number 10. Honda NSX. In 2007, the Honda NSX-GT won 5 of the 9 rounds of Super GT in Japan. Honda entries finished 1, 2, 3, and 4 in the GT 500 championship standings. They were so far ahead of Toyota and Nissan that the series could not pretend the racing was close. The NSX dominated the field. For 2008, the rulemakers imposed a 50-kilogram weight handicap on every NSX in the field, later reduced to 40 kilograms partway through the season. Nobody else got penalized, only Honda. The Rules Committee openly admitted the decision was made to let the other manufacturers catch up. Honda won only 1 race that year. The fastest car in Japanese circuit racing had been weighted down until it was no longer a threat. Number 9. Toyota GT1 TS023. The Toyota GT1 was a Le Mans prototype that exploited every loophole in the 1998 GT1 regulations. The rules required a road-legal version, so Toyota built one. When officials asked about the mandatory luggage space, Toyota argued that the empty fuel tank was large enough to hold a standard suitcase. The regulators accepted it. After the 1998 race, the FIA and the ACO dissolved the GT1 class entirely to stop manufacturers from turning production car rules into prototype racing. The GT1 came back in 1999 under new prototype regulations. Martin Brundle put it on pole position at Le Mans with a lap 6 seconds faster than the year before. The car set the fastest lap of the entire race. It finished second, 1 lap behind the winning BMW, after a tyre blowout in the final hour robbed them of a shot at victory. Then the rules changed again. Within 2 seasons, the car had been regulated out of existence. Toyota walked away from Le Mans and did not come back for more than a decade. Number 8. Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution 6. From 1996 to 1999, Tommi Mäkinen won 4 consecutive World Rally Championship drivers' titles in a Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution. The Evo 4, Evo 5 and Evo 6 were all built under Group A regulations, which required Mitsubishi to sell 2,500 road-going versions of every rally car. In 1997, the FIA introduced a brand new formula called World Rally Car, which let manufacturers build purpose-built rally weapons without mass production requirements. Group A was now obsolete, but Mitsubishi held out, locked into the old rules by a contract with the FIA until 2001. By the time the Lancer World Rally Car finally arrived, the Evo that had dominated the sport for 4 straight years had been regulated into retirement. When the R34 arrived in the Japanese Grand Touring Championships, it picked up where the R33 left off. Nissan had already proven the Skyline platform was faster than anything Toyota or Honda could bring to the grid. The problem was the series itself. The JGTC, later renamed Super GT, openly stated that its goal was to prevent one manufacturer from dominating. Every race winner gets ballast added to their car. The more you win, the more weight you carry, and air restrictors get smaller. The GTR was routinely handicapped harder than any other car on the grid because it kept finding ways to win anyway. When Honda's NSX got a 50-kilogram penalty for winning too much, at least it was temporary. The GTR lived under permanent suspicion. By the time the R35 arrived in 2008, the entire weight and restrictor system had been calibrated specifically to slow Nissan down. In 1979, Mazda showed up to the 24 Hours of Daytona with their Rotary-powered RX-7 and took the top 2 spots in the GTU class. IMSA immediately required the RX-7s to carry extra weight. Mazda missed the championship that year because of the handicap. Then IMSA reversed the decision and Mazda won the manufacturer's title in 1980. The RX-7 went on to win the GTU class championship 8 years in a row. By 1991, the Rotary had racked up over 100 IMSA class wins, and officials were adding 100 pounds of ballast at a time, trying to slow it down. It just kept winning. In qualifying for the 1990 Le Mans, a young Mark Blundell put his malfunctioning Nissan R90CK Group C prototype onto pole position. The wastegate had stuck shut, pushing the twin-turbo V8 to 1,100 horsepower. Blundell hit 238 miles per hour on the Mulsanne straight. His engineers were begging him on the radio to slow down. He disconnected the radio and kept pushing. The lap was 6 seconds faster than the next car, a gap that has never been beaten at Le Mans. After the 1991 season, the FIA killed Group C entirely. The cars were deemed too fast, too expensive, and too dangerous. The R90CK never raced at that pace again. The data on this channel shows that over 80% of you watching right now are not subscribed. That means you are showing up for the content, but the algorithm has no reason to show you the next video. If you have made it this far, you clearly care about Japanese motorsport history. Hit subscribe so you do not miss the next one. 4 more banned cars to go, and the last one is the most iconic banning in motorsport history. Number 4. Toyota Celica GT4 ST205. Toyota Team Europe had dominated the World Rally Championship with the earlier Celica GT4, winning both the Manufacturers and Drivers' Championships in 1993 and again in 1994. The newer ST205 was struggling against the lighter Subaru Impreza. So Toyota did something extraordinary. Their engineers fitted an illegal turbo restrictor bypass, a tiny spring-loaded flap inside the air intake that would open under boost and let the engine breathe freely. It was worth around 50 extra horsepower. The FIA caught it at Rally Catalunya in 1995. FIA President Max Mosley publicly called it the most ingenious thing he had seen in 30 years of motorsport. Then, he banned Toyota from the WRC for the rest of 1995 and all of 1996. Number 3. Mazda Wankel Rotary in midget racing. In 1986, car owner Gene Angelillo entered a midget race car with a Mazda 13B rotary engine in the Northeastern Midget Association. Midget racing is short oval competition traditionally dominated by small piston engines. The rotary was too good. Officials first restricted Angelillo to a smaller 12A rotary, but he kept winning, so the governing body banned Wankel rotary engines from the series entirely. Rotary engines were later excluded from Formula One for the same reason. When an engine design is so different from the competition that it keeps winning regardless of handicaps, the easiest response is to rule it out. Number 2. Mazda 787B. In June of 1991, Mazda showed up to the 24 Hours of Le Mans with a rotary-powered prototype that every expert said was too thirsty, too fragile, and too outdated to compete. They won the race outright. It was the first time a Japanese manufacturer had ever won Le Mans. It was the first and only time any non-piston engine had ever won. Before the race had even started, the FIA had already decided that the 1992 season would switch to 3.5-litre naturally aspirated piston engines. No rotary engines would be allowed. The 787B was Mazda's last legal chance at Le Mans, and they knew it going in. No rotary engine has competed for an overall Le Mans victory in the more than 3 decades since. Number 1. Nissan Skyline R32 GTR. They called it Godzilla. Between 1990 and 1993, the R32 GTR entered every race of the Japanese Touring Car Championship and won every single one. 29 starts, 29 wins, and 4 consecutive championship titles. When the car crossed the ocean to Australia, it won the Bathurst 1000 in 1991 and again in 1992. In that second year, Nissan was carrying 140 kilograms of extra ballast and a turbo pressure relief valve. They still won. When Jim Richards took the checkered flag, the crowd booed him on the podium. For 1993, the Australian governing body changed the rules specifically to get rid of the GTR. Turbocharging and four-wheel drive were excluded from the championship. No other car caused that change, just one machine from Japan. An entire racing series rewrote its rulebook because a single car was too good at winning. Japan built these machines to win. The rest of the world responded the only way they knew how, by changing the rules. Next time we will look at the Japanese race cars that broke Le Mans before Le Mans broke them. If you made it this far, you are the audience I am making these for. Subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.